You know, everything's happened for a reason. In September, I'm gonna show the world what greatness look like.
I'm wanting this fight over the years. Originally, you didn't want it. Why is now the right time for this fight?
We can all see it. Canelo's declining. We can see it.
Guys, probably gonna lose the fight.
I think Canelo would have knocked the horse out, man, with that shot.
Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford is not just another boxing match, but a fight that could rewrite history books. Crush reputations and change boxing forever. You think you know these guys? Think again. This is the collision that's got the boxing world buzzing and shaking on its foundations. Buckle up, because this isn't just a fight, it's a war zone. Let's start with the obvious. You've heard the names. Canelo Álvarez, the Mexican phenom, sitting atop the pound-for-pound throne, with belts and records stacking like trophies in a champion's den. Terence Crawford, the slick, undefeated American assassin with speed, skill, and a killer instinct sharp enough to cut through any contender. Both fighters are champions. Both have legacies that are bulletproof, or so we thought. But this fight, it's the ultimate test. A clash that could rip apart decades of legacy building in just 12 rounds. Here's why this is massive. Canelo isn't just a boxer, he's a business juggernaut, a brand built on power, precision, and Mexican grit. From the moment he turned pro at 15, he's been climbing, breaking barriers, smashing records. He's the first Mexican fighter to win world titles in 4 different weight classes, and he's done it with an uncanny ability to adapt, moving up, moving down, always landing the shot that matters most. His power? Not just knockout punches, but calculated destruction. That overhand right? Legendary. Now Crawford, on the other hand, is a different beast. Smooth as silk, deadly as a cobra. Undefeated with 3 world titles in 3 different weight classes, Crawford is the textbook definition of a technician. He's the kind of fighter who doesn't just beat you, he dismantles you. He's elusive, fast, with angles that make his opponents look like they're chasing ghosts. His switch-hitting style means you never really know what's coming. Southpaw one round, orthodox the next. He's not flashy for flashiness' sake. Every movement has a purpose. Every punch tells a story. The kind of fighter who forces you to rethink everything you knew about boxing. But here's the twist that's making this fight electric. Neither man is a walk in the park for the other. This isn't a case of a mismatch or a tune-up fight. This is a true collision of styles, records, and egos, the kind of high-stakes battle that boxing fans dream about but rarely get. Canelo's power could test Crawford's defense like never before. We're talking about a guy who has absorbed punches from Gennady Golovkin and come back stronger. Canelo has this almost supernatural ability to take a hit and come back swinging with even more force. But Crawford's speed? It's not just quick hands, it's quick brains. His ability to read opponents, adjust mid-fight, and outthink you is why he's undefeated, and why most fighters can't figure him out. Legacy is the currency here, and both men are rich in it, but this fight could devalue one's entire fortune. For Canelo, this is about cementing his place as the GOAT, not just in Mexico, but in boxing history worldwide. His wins have been massive, but critics still whisper about the quality of some opponents and how he sometimes avoids danger. A loss to Crawford? Suddenly all those records get a question mark. People will say, was he overrated? Did he beat up on the wrong guys? For Crawford, it's about breaking through a different kind of barrier. Despite being one of the most skilled fighters alive, he's never quite captured the global spotlight like Canelo has. There's been talk that he's been underrated or overlooked by mainstream media. Beating Canelo would be more than a win. It would be a thunderclap that forces the boxing world to acknowledge that Crawford isn't just a master technician, but a global superstar in the making. Now let's talk numbers, because facts don't lie. Canelo stands at 5'8", with a reach of 70.5 inches. He's fought the biggest names at middleweight and super middleweight, with 63 wins, 39 by knockout, and only 2 losses, one controversial, one early in his career. He's fought a grueling 12 rounds more times than many fighters have had fights. Crawford, standing slightly taller at 5'8", with a 74-inch reach, hasn't been pushed to the brink as often, but his dominance is undeniable. 41 wins, 31 by knockout, and 0 losses. His knockout percentage edges Canelo's, showing he finishes fights just as decisively, but with fewer fights overall. His adaptability across weight classes, jumping from lightweight all the way to welterweight, shows his ability to evolve on the fly. But this isn't just about raw stats. This is about intangibles, about mental warfare, about who breaks first under the spotlight. Canelo's camp has always played it smart, using pressure and power as their primary weapons. They know Canelo can bully opponents into mistakes, wearing them down with body shots and calculated punches that don't just hurt, they demoralize. His mindset is forged in the Mexican boxing tradition. Relentless, never back down, fight through the pain. Crawford? His mental game is chess compared to Canelo's brawling. Crawford studies opponents for weaknesses, then exploits them ruthlessly. His calm, collected demeanor in the ring makes him look almost untouchable. But don't mistake calm for passivity. Behind that ice-cold stare is a killer waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This fight is more than sport. It's a seismic event in boxing culture. It's the Mexican warrior's pride versus the American tactician's brilliance. It's raw power meeting surgical precision. It's two men who have nothing to lose and everything to prove. And here's the kicker. No one really knows who will come out on top. It's the ultimate mystery, the kind that has fans debating for years. But one thing's for sure, this fight will shake the sport to its core, rewrite narratives, and change legacies forever. And don't forget the business side of boxing, because a fight this huge isn't just about legacies, it's about legacy and dollars. Canelo is a massive pay-per-view draw. His fights consistently pull millions of buys, dominating revenue charts globally. He's not just a fighter, he's a money-making machine who's mastered the art of boxing and business. He's strategically picked fights that boost his profile and paychecks, negotiating deals that make promoters and networks drool. For Canelo, a fight with Crawford isn't just a battle in the ring, it's a jackpot. Crawford, despite being undefeated and a multi-division champ, hasn't had the same global media blitz. His fights don't always light up the pay-per-view charts like Canelo's do, and the boxing media hasn't always given him his deserved spotlight. A win over Canelo changes that overnight. It's the kind of victory that vaults a fighter from great to legend in the eyes of millions who might not even know his name yet. This fight is more than belts, it's a shot at universal respect. Now, look deeper into their fight histories to find subtle clues about how this match could unfold. Canelo has faced some of the hardest punchers in modern boxing, Golovkin, Caleb Plant, and Sergey Kovalev, to name a few. Each fight revealed his ability to endure, adapt, and finish strong. His corner often compares his style to a methodical predator, stalking, wearing down, then striking with precision. But there's a flip side. Canelo's only 2 losses came when his defense broke down, and he got caught in the wrong moments. Against Golovkin in their first fight, his defensive lapses almost cost him. Against Dmitry Bivol at light heavyweight, his power was neutralized, showing vulnerability against faster, longer opponents. Crawford, on the other hand, has rarely been tested in the ring like Canelo has. His opponents often get outclassed or outthought before the fight hits halfway. He's methodical but explosive, the perfect storm of skill and speed. His switch hitting confuses opponents, his timing frustrates them, and his counterpunching punishes mistakes immediately. But questions remain. How will Crawford handle Canelo's pressure? Can he avoid the power shots while scoring at range? Or will the relentless, forward-moving Álvarez force Crawford into a brawl where power trumps finesse? One more critical point: the mental chess game leading up to the fight. Canelo has always been a fighter who thrives under pressure. The bigger the spotlight, the fiercer he fights. His public persona is calm and confident, but insiders know he's a ruthless competitor behind the scenes. He's used to being hunted, the target everyone wants to beat, but he embraces it. This fight is a challenge to his legacy, and he's not the type to back down. Crawford's approach is quieter, but just as deadly. He lets his work inside the gym do the talking. He avoids drama and trash talk, keeping his focus razor sharp. It's a mindset that's gotten him to this undefeated point. But some critics say his low profile could be a disadvantage when facing someone like Canelo, who knows how to fight not just in the ring but outside it, controlling narratives, press, and crowd energy. So what does this mean for you, the fan? Why should this fight matter beyond the punches? Because fights like this are rare. Two champions from different worlds, different styles, different legacies, coming together in one defining moment. The outcome will affect who's remembered in history and who's written off as a great fighter who couldn't close the deal. And here's the truth. We're on the edge of history, witnessing a potential shift in boxing's balance of power. Either Canelo continues to build his dynasty, adding Crawford's name to his trophy case, or Crawford makes a seismic statement, knocking the king off his throne and announcing himself as the sport's new face. That's the fight, the stakes, the history waiting to be made. So don't scroll past this one. This isn't just another boxing match, it's the fight that could shatter legacies. At the end of the day, this fight isn't just about who lands the hardest punch or who scores the slickest combo. It's a battle of legacies, mindsets, and history. It's the kind of showdown that boxing fans dream about but rarely get to see. The kind where every second inside the ring could rewrite the story of both fighters forever. Whether you're Team Canelo or Team Crawford, there's no denying the magnitude of what's at stake here. It's about dominance versus disruption, power versus precision, experience versus adaptability. And if you think this is just another fight, think again. Because when the bell rings, the outcome will ripple far beyond the ropes. It will shape conversations, fuel debates, and define careers, maybe even for a generation. So buckle up. Because this is the kind of fight that reminds us why we watch boxing, the tension, the drama, the glory, and yes, the war zone.